In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how your identity and your standards are connected and why most men stay stuck and the exact steps to shift your identity and how long it actually takes to become someone new. We're going to be talking about your identity and how that is your standards. So most guys want to talk about who they are and what they do, but it's really your actions that you take every single day that determines your identity. So if you're a guy that misses the gym, is eating bad food, maybe you're not running your business at the highest level, you're showing up late for your team and leaving early, maybe you're not handling your finances well, maybe you're not treating your family right. If that is you, then that is your identity. And in order to change that, we gotta change some of the things we're doing, we gotta stop doing some of the things we're doing, and we gotta start doing different things. And this is how we make the shift. For example, discipline is an identity, right? So if you're someone that's on time, shows up, goes to the gym on time, takes care of your business, takes care of your family, you get up when the alarm goes off, you don't hit snooze 9 times, that is discipline. Well, if you want to get the outcome that you want, the result that you want, you're gonna have to do hard stuff. You're gonna have to do things even when you don't want to. Half the time, guys, I don't want to really go to the gym, but because I have a standard to have an elite physique at age 50, I get myself up and I go. I remember a time when it was my early 20s, I had a good friend of mine that called me out, said I was getting a little, turkey neck, said I was getting a little pudgy in the waist. And that's really what I started to think, like, man, this is not the standard that I want to be at. This is not what I want to be known for, like the guy that just doesn't take care of himself. So at that point in time, I was 20-something years old. That's when I became obsessed with getting in shape and taking care of my body and researching and finding the best trainers in the world because I wanted to create a new standard for me. And at that point, I flipped the script and it's like, it was off to the races. My physique started to change. And for the past 20 years, I've been in amazing shape, better than 99% of the people. And in business, I would say when I was like in my business, working in the day-to-day, we're kind of flatline. We were making good money, but we really weren't growing. And it was because like I lost the desire, I think a little bit, got maybe a little bit complacent in the business, didn't have the right people in place, but I wasn't showing up with the same passion, enthusiasm, and drive as I did when I first started my business. So I got a little bit comfortable, like most of us, right? And so once I got to that point to where it wasn't growing, and I'm like, man, there's more to me than this. Why is my business not growing? I'm seeing other companies grow. And so I had to look in the mirror and tell myself, like, okay, I'm not being disciplined in certain areas. I'm not putting the work in like I was. I'm not staying as late as I used to. I'm not getting up as early. I'm not being intentional with my time, right? Because I was making good money. And that's what happens a lot of time. We just kind of get comfortable with what we're doing. But when that happened, my discipline slipped. And so this is exactly why discipline is everything. Like you must have discipline in the things that you're trying to do, or you're not going to reach the highest point, right? You're just not gonna be at optimal level if you're not a disciplined person. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this video, but I cannot stress this enough. If you're tired of staying the same and you're ready to change your life forever, I want you to do one thing right now. Text the number below. When you text me, I'll reach out to you personally and I'll show you exactly how to build the man that you're meant to be. It's time to take action now. Text the number below and I'll personally reach out within 24 hours. Now let's get back to the video. Here's what I want you to do for an action step. I want you to write down 3 of the lower standards that you have in your life right now. Maybe it's your fitness and health, maybe it's in your business, maybe it's in your relationship, maybe it's in your faith, I don't know, but I want you to write down 3 points right now that's your lowest standard. The importance of writing down the 3 things, one, it's gonna give you clarity, it's gonna be like, it's gonna make you aware, right? So now you're thinking about, okay, where in my life am I slipping? Where am I not where I wanna be, right? Which is your standard. Where am I slipping in discipline? And so that's why I'm saying write them down, and then you can figure out, well, what do we need to do to level up the 3 things that I'm lowest in now, right? What do we need to do to overcome that, to raise that bar, to raise that standard? And if you don't write the 3 things down and you're not aware of what you're doing, see, most people, guys, aren't aware, right? They're not aware of why they're where they're at. They're just going through the motions, doing the same thing they've been doing for 20 years and wondering why life is staying the same for you or actually getting worse. And it's because you've really never put thought into why is that? Or maybe you haven't got around the right people. So I need you to just spend some time and think about what in your life is not going the way that you want. And think about every aspect, physical, mental, your relationship, your finances, like think about everything and write down 3 of the lowest standards that you have right now, why you want to change them. And then we're going to make a plan. Once you write down these 3 standards that are low in your life right now, we're going to be talking about how to make this shift and start putting things in place so that you can actually get the new identity that you say you're wanting right now. All right, hey guys, we just finished up lesson 1 and I want to reiterate and recap the identity equals standard. So discipline is your identity. Your habits dictate your real identity. So I want you to write down the 3 of your lowest standards that you've been living. Because guys, if you don't take care of this first, none of anything else that we're going over is gonna matter. So comment below, what is that one standard that you need to raise today? All right guys, this next lesson, we're gonna be talking about why your standards and identity are keeping you stuck. in the life that you're actually trying to get. Most men want a new life, but they refuse to change their standards, right? They're still doing the same habits, the same routines, and wonder why their life has not changed, right? For example, you know people that's got in shape, you know, they spend 6 months getting in shape, and all of a sudden you see them 6 months later and they're in worse shape than they were before. And really what it is they're trying to change their behaviors without changing their identity. And this is why people stay stuck or go back to the person they once were. So in order to change our identity, first we got to figure out, well, what does our future self person want to be like? What do we want our new identity to be? Once we know that, we can start creating new habits and new routines that align with that future person. This is how you shift your identity. You know, a lot of people are trying to change their identity, but they're really not committed to really doing it, right? It's like a want instead of a must-have. For me, getting in shape was an absolute must. Like there was no other choice. It was the thing I was chasing, right? And so that became my identity pretty quickly. They want a new identity, but they're not willing to put the work in to get the new version of themselves. So they really technically don't want it. Like most people that say they want to get in shape and then they're eating potato chips the same day. And it doesn't align, right? And so if you're gonna be someone that's in shape, then you need to be doing what in shape people do. And this is their identity. So if you're not aligned with who you say you are, then that's just not your identity. The same way in business. Like if you're someone that's, you know, wanting to be a big leader, or, you know, a great leader, and you want to grow and scale your company, but yet you're the guy that's in the day-to-day of your business, answering all the questions, solving all the problems, then your identity is an operator. Your identity is not a founder of your business, for example, right? And so until we start doing things differently and align our actions and habits with the person that we say we want to be, we'll never change. For me, how I raise the standards, for example, in my family, is I just became the man that I wanted to be, right? So I'm very clear on the person I want to be, the man that I want to become, and I act like that person every single day. And this is why I have the life that I have and why I'm the man that I am today. And so also being a man, you're the leader of your house. So when you're raising your standards, your wife follows, your kids see it, they start to look up to you, they want to start doing the things that you're doing. I just wanted to become someone different. I didn't want to be what my parents were. I wanted to be great. And so I focused on all those things, like, and the same with my business. The reason my business is running without me today and growing is because I became a different person. I am a better leader now. I have a very high standard in all aspects of life. It is my job as the leader to raise the bar and to set the standard within my family so that my wife can follow that, my kids can look up to that, right? And that's why you'll see most family and their kids are, you know, average, and they're living an average life, like they have problems in their life, and it's because the man just hasn't set the right standards in his life that his family can look up to, honestly. So guys, we talked about earlier in one of the lessons to write down 3 things that you wanted to change for your standards. I want you to now to think about, what is that one? If you just change one thing, one low standard that you have today, what is the one you would change that would propel your life to the next level in the biggest impact, right? What is the one low standard, if you changed it today, would make the biggest impact? All right, guys, in this next lesson, we're gonna be talking about the steps to actually shift your identity and your standards. So number 1, I want you to define your new identity. And what that means again is, what is your future self? What do you want yourself to look like in the future? This is what we need to focus on, okay? And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna back it up with standards, which means we've gotta list some new habits that we're gonna start doing. So number 2 is list new habits. All right, guys, the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna stack daily wins to actually reinforce the new identity. All right, guys, so number 4, we're gonna surround ourselves with the right environment. Remember, guys, the environment either raises or lowers your standards. So if you have people in your life that don't align with your standards, you're gonna have to make some hard decisions to move away from that. For example, I moved from North Carolina to Arizona about 2 years ago, and the reason being, I was kind of feeling a little bit complacent, a little bit bored in the atmosphere that I've been in for 48 years of my life. And I was just looking for something new to push me to that next level. And being here, it's just the sun shines all the time. I'm around, you know, high-level people that are pushing me, that are challenging me every day. And this is honestly, man, like, get around some high-level people and watch your standards rise up to the top, right? You got to get around people that'll stretch you. You got to get around people that have the life that you want. If you do this, your standards will automatically start rising up to them. And it's the same if you're around people with low standards. Like, really audit who you're around right now and ask yourself, do they have the life that I want? Do they have the body I want? Do they have the marriage I want? Do they have the finances I want? And if the answer is no, you guys got to make some hard decisions, just like I did, to get to that next level. The very last thing I want to touch on here is actually, how long does this take? Well, that's going to be different for everyone. Depends on where you're at and what that new identity is for you. You know, everybody's in a different spot, but typically I would say a minimum of 90 days of doing something over and over again consistently is going to be the minimum to make any kind of change. Honestly, you guys need to commit to the next 12 months to doing things that align with your future self. All right, guys, just to wrap up here, your identity is revealed in your standards. standards. If you want a new life, you're gonna have to get rid of the old life and raise some new standards and new habits and routines that align with your future self. Unless you want to stay exactly where you are, the only way to make true change is to shift your identity. And so in order to do that, again, you're gonna have to kill off the old version of you. You're gonna have to get serious about your life and what you're actually committed to for yourself and your family. And again, put it on paper. Think about, what does my future self look like? Who do I wanna be? How do I wanna look? How do I wanna act? What finances do I want? What kind of life do I wanna live? And then you align the habits and the routines that you need to do on a regular basis to get there. And again, the biggest part is find people that are living the way that you wanna live and figure out how to get close to them. This is the easiest way to start to shift your identity. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys got a ton of value and learned a lot about how your identity actually shapes your future. What I want you to do now is comment below and let me know what's that one thing that you took away from this video that could change your life forever if you actually took action. So like the video if you got some value out of it. Also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this kind of content. We'll see you in the next video.